I thought that was like a pontiff move where I could walk into it. Not correct. Use Smo's hammer. No thank you. I admire the sense of sight. There's a Beatles parody. Beatles jokes are really pogging off this week. Now that Dan has seen yesterday. But I don't, it's gotta be like, Drang, drang, Smo's great golden hammer comes down on his head. Doot, 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 doot. Something along those lines. This is not enough damage per Estus right now. That roll would have been nice. Still not enough damage per Estus, but you might find your moment. That felt like my moment until I was rudely interrupted. What's that? It's a move where you light yourself on fire, huh? Now that's a send. You don't look frostbiteable, but I can't deny it would go a long way. I didn't even know you could stagger, honestly, so. You going for it? If you're going for it, I'm in there. Run. Oh, that whiff. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna sting. What a move. What a move. Just heal. I was like, we're gonna get hit, we might as well try to live. That's alright. We're in there. We're in there. What a woman, what a night. No, this one doesn't need a shield. It wouldn't hurt, but yeah, you're right. That was the lizard brain. We were fully cerebellumed on that one. How many golden goblets before you do a tier list for them? I'm gonna answer that question by instead saying what my favorite golden goblets are so far. I honestly, even though I lost badly and it wasn't even close, I really like the Room Escape golden goblet. The worst, without a question, and I don't say this to bring negativity. It's just my reality. The worst, without a doubt, for me was Tarkov. I mean, it was the second golden goblet, and I spent like 40 minutes just playing Tetris in one of the videos because the freaking queue was so long. That hurts. Okay, you're gonna power up. Very delicate moves. Oh, I thought we were there on the last one. We were slightly early. It's alright, we still got the sip of the century. Hitman, I mean, I agree with what a lot of people are saying in chat right now. I think Hitman is a great golden goblet. It has one problem, which is that the videos are long, so most people don't watch all of them. All three of them. Golf was really like, I was skeptical, but people loved it. Golf went very well. Spelunky was great. Room Escape was great. Guts and Glory is fine. It's gotten better as it's gone along, for sure. Oh, dude, no. Someone said notice how he hasn't even mentioned the classic games. That was not by choice. I actually forgot they existed. Those were good, though. Like, I would put those in the good camp for sure. Too aggressive. I don't like when you have two swords. So many bosses in this game are of the double-sworded variety. One sword is really just about my limit. There's only two, Pontiff and Dancer. Excuse me. Get out of there. Oh, that hurts. That's not great. Excuse me, Aldrich had two swords. One purple sword and one orange sword. Every time, dude. It's the same sword, one of them's just on fire. That makes it a fundamentally different sword in my world. Very sensible approach, except for that greed hit. You're staying away when that's warranted. That's smart. Honestly, the more jump attacks you do, the happier I am. Charge it. Oh, that would have been sweet, dude. Greed. Terrible. Dude, we were so in there. I learned something, though. I now have the flowchart. We only hit Dancer once. It's exactly what worked for me against Sullivan eventually. Just hit one time. Every time you get the safe roll, hit one time. In Dark Souls 1, you can usually get a 2-piece or a 3-piece. Dark Souls 3 is like, you get in there, you jab. You jab, you jab. How long did Sullivan take? Maybe 35 minutes. Half an hour. Pablo for Pandas. Thank you for the 5-pack of Baby Mozart albums. They're a real thing. That's gonna kill us. Boss Baby DVDs. There we go. Small oof. I could do the jail first, but honestly, I really feel like if you get the choice in Dark Souls to, depending on how good you are, like, let's rephrase to make that less judgmental. Depending on how practiced you are in Dark Souls, I think it's always nicer and more rewarding to fight the boss slightly early instead of slightly late. I would much rather have a fight where I almost die, but I actually, like, learn the boss's patterns. And, you know, skills that might help me out in the future against other bosses. Instead of just like, well, now I'm powerful and, like, it's still not automatic, but I pretty much just walk in there and smack, you know? which is how the end of every randomizer goes. So this is just, that's more greed than is prudent there. Try again. Are you going to teach your child Korean? Kate and I have been laughing about this question. But in the inverse, we did have one person ask, and if you're here, I apologize for spotlighting you. But somebody asked, are you going to teach your child English? Which I thought was hilarious. that we would deliberately not teach our child the language that I speak, for one. Kate also speaks it, but it's the only language I speak. And then it's also, you know, one of the 2 official languages of the country in which I live in. Most business in Canada is done in English, etc., etc. Like, we would deliberately just kind of hamstring them. So, in case you're curious about, just run. In case you're curious about that one, we will be teaching them English. Good work. And Korean. And we haven't really talked about it that much, but I'm sure Kate will probably teach Japanese as well. Why not? Mrs. Worldwide. And she'll be taught French in school. Yeah, but like, so was I. And I'm like, je voudrais une salle de bain plus grande, s'il vous plaît. We're gonna get it. Maybe not this time. But we're one step closer with my lack of greed. Apparently Dancer didn't get the memo that we're only doing 1 attack at a time. That was a huge whiff. What are you doing on that one, sister? She do be slapping, though. I saw my moment. Crunch it! No! From the top rope! Now that's good stuff. Let's heal up a little. Another smack. Oh, I hear the whirring of the printer yet again. Big attack. I'm a fool! The printer really does go burr. Okay, so we just hang out. Don't even try to time this one. You're better off just coming in for a big crunch after it's over. That one, deceptive. A little deceptive. I was deceived. Big crunch, please! You deceived me once more. Fool me once, won't get fooled again. At least we know there will always be a place for this one. That hurts. Your reach is so long. Should call you Great Arm Lord of the Boreal Valley. I mean, come on. The tale of the tape here is not even fair. Alright, this would have to be absolutely miraculous. It was not. We'll try again. What do you think about learning Korean yourself so your child won't talk smack to you? So in January and February, I did put more effort into learning Korean. I learned enough to say "저는 배고파," which is I'm hungry, and "저는 피곤해요," which is I'm tired. 2 very, very valuable phrases. You just utter those and hope someone solves your problems. I would like to be able to speak better Korean. Oh, I can write those phrases for sure. I can write it and read it better than I can speak it, without a doubt. But like, I always find it funny when people are like, aren't you worried like your wife and daughter will talk about you behind your back? I'm like, what happened in your family dynamic? to make you be like, that's a powerful amount of spite motivated learning. I think that 2 people I'm closest to in my life might say bad things about me. I'm gonna put thousands of hours into learning a language in order to make sure that doesn't happen. Honestly, if they were at the dinner table, they start speaking Korean to one another, I'll just do what I do at family gatherings already, and when the Korean gets busted out, my phone gets busted out, and I just go on Twitter instead and go, ha ha ha. Good tweet. Mute. Good tweet. You get the idea. Why was the mute laugh more genuine? Because it's based in reality. Just do what I do when I want to hear Kate talk about NL behind his back. Watch her stream. Bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And his name is Bruh. Didn't give me that time, dummy. Look at that. Crack you right upside the gob. Remember when we used to say that? We were saying that for a long time. Smack you right upside the gob. You remember those cursed days? They happened. You might want to deny it, but I'm telling you, they were there. I've been slapped. David of the Boreanis Valley. He played Angel. He played Buffy's Angel. He's a vampire, I believe. Angel. No, he spins, though. I saw a Steve-O video from 2003, and he's saying G-Unit, and it's very cringy. Look. What's happening? I think if... I think if you were Steve-O, you would probably look at that video and be like, there's worse things from that era that could be used against me. Probably not a major regret that he said G-Unit in that video. Is my guess. Just a hunch, though. You miss me, you fools. Remember when skateboarding was cool? I wouldn't do the disservice of saying that skateboarding is not cool. You know, occasionally see a skate park in Vancouver. It's always a weird mix, though, I've noticed. A skate park is like kids that, in my opinion, are too young to be there. Not because there's like an age minimum on skateboarding necessarily, but because it's like the skate park I'm thinking of is in downtown Vancouver, and like some of the other people that are at the skateboard park, I'm like, you don't have a board. What are you doing here? You're just holding a can. Yeah, the viaduct one, Corey. It's not a not nice park, but it's a little spooky. Nope. Okay, you can hit me a little, but not much. Just a little as a treat. This is going pretty poorly. That area is very Venn diagrammed. That's a very good way to describe it. Yuppies. Needle drug addicts. 10-year-old kids with skateboards. A lot of dudes who live in their van, which is like, I'm not hating, I'm just saying, it brings out a cosmopolitan dynamic. I probably knew some needle drug addicts when I was 10. I didn't know at the time that they were needle drug addicts. I was just like, oh, that's the uncle that doesn't show up for Thanksgiving very often. What's he doing here? As a kid, you know, you're just like, oh, he's a little weird. Okay, this one's not even worth... It's not even worth spending the ember on. Go ahead. I'll just flawless you. Channel the happy hob. Mission failed. Mission extremely failed. Yeah, I talked about it in the Discord yesterday, but I'll mention it here as well. I do have an uncle like that. I think everybody has kind of an uncle that's like a little bit off the rocker. But my grandma posts like a lot of memes on Facebook, and then sometimes my uncle will reply and be like the last thing he posted was like, this coronavirus stuff is like extremely overblown. The virus doesn't actually get transmitted, you know, via like air droplets because viruses aren't living, so there's no way for them to spread. Instead, and I swear to God, this is not word for word, but he said, you know how like when women live together, they get on the same menstrual cycle? It's called like a sympathetic immune response. If you're near someone that has the symptoms of coronavirus, you will start to exhibit those symptoms just because you vibrate on the same wavelength as them. And I was like, holy shit, dude, you're out of the pocket. That's just madness. What you're describing here is just... Is he a flat earther? Do I have to answer that question? I think that question is self-evident. Unfortunately. You don't grab me. Please provide your peer-reviewed citation. Yes, also anti-vax. In case that was not abundantly... I mean, that's kind of like the end game for the people that are in on that conspiracy theory, right? It's like, the coronavirus stuff is overblown so that the government can force you to get a vaccine that gives you, like, they can control your mind now. Why would you get close to this thing? Close. He really does not like that American doctor from the press conferences. He's not a big fan of Dr. Fauci. No, I think he might like Dr. Oz, because Dr. Oz tells it like it is. It's the one with the actual practical information and experience that he's not a huge fan of. Okay, stay tight. We got one Estes. That's big. Good roll. Now, no greed, please. I think you should sip. I gotta be honest, it was the perfect counter. We're gonna get him before this stream ends, though. If you ever get discouraged, just remember Yum Potato. I am undiscouraged. I am, I feel good. You know, I need to preserve my mental power for Checkpoint League tomorrow. Whether, you know, win or lose, the trick is don't get angry, because if you get angry, you've lost twice. And tomorrow, I'm playing Justin. I truly believe there is only one such thing as a gimme in the Checkpoint League. And Justin is definitely not a gimme. In fact, he is at 4-1 in the leaderboard right now. He's only lost to Bear? Is that correct? To Bear, okay. I mean, it's pretty tight at the top. Yes, I beat Bear last week, but at the same time, wasn't by much. And he was able to beat the platformality. And to be honest with you, I don't think he took more time than me. We were right in there. You knew it was gonna happen. What's the split on you winning tomorrow? I mean, it's 5-0 against 4-1. I have to give myself the advantage, but I still... Maybe this is more of a 60-40 one. People were upset about the Dan one seeming like 60-40. This might be 60-40. No, please. How are you holding up? I'm doing well, Kate. What do you think about our co-op stream tonight? I woke up 20 minutes ago. That's fair. I told Chad, not the circumstances of our early waking, but the fact that we were both rocking fairly poor night's sleeps. And to keep their expectations in check about a co-op stream. If you want, we can push it to tomorrow. It would be ideal for me to do tomorrow, like, a similar time to when... Because, like, I got knock-on effects is the way that it works, right? Because, like, if I do the co-op stream after... I can do it, by the way. I just have to talk to Savicta. But if I do the co-op stream after Checkpoint League, then that overruns GeoGuessr. So I talked to Sin, and I go, okay, we gotta move GeoGuessr. And then it kind of knocks some stuff around. But I can definitely swing it. I don't want you to force something that you don't want to... that you're not feeling up to. Ooh. We gotta beat this guy first, though. Yo, Frostbitten, twice shy. That's probably the luckiest iframe I've seen in this game. Cool. Highly undeserved. I feel like you're gonna crash so hard. Kate, you're witnessing me in dad form. Get ready. 3.5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, it don't matter. I'm still going. Now, I'll tell you, if I didn't sleep well tomorrow, I would probably be a husk, which is probably more what having a child would be like. But for one day of bad sleep, you've flown with me in the morning. I can't be stopped. Good hit. We take those. That sucks. That's true that... Whew. I didn't think that was coming. The chill vibe of Animal Crossing might destroy me, though. Dark Souls is pretty universally pogged up on a Thursday afternoon. Get in there. When you start skulking... That's when I know I get a chance to make a move. No. Why sip? Why sip? That was an unnecessary sip. But we're still in tight. You, what a fast move. You faked me out. Dex user. Don't get greedy. We had him locked in. He was one RT away.